Everybody, let's see if we can turn this thing off. It's a beautiful thing. Well, we haven't done this in a couple of weeks here, huh? All right, we're in the Southwest office with Alex, and why else were we there? The broker panel. Yes, the broker panel. So we're back to normal here. Real quick, I saw this morning. I haven't read it yet, but if anybody wants to hop on the Review Journal website under business and housing, this affects us. I don't know what the 6 bills are. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no clue. I haven't read it yet, but it might be something to be aware of that might come up in conversations with clients or things like that. I think a lot of these have to do with rent control. I could be wrong, but I think a lot of it is rent control, property management stuff. No. Yeah. If anyone asks you, you don't want to. On the surface, rent control I think sounds good, but in reality, it's not.
Every state that has ever done it.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Destroyed us.
Yeah, so if you're bored today, leave here, hop on the LVRJ website, reviewjournal.com, check out this article. I'll probably read it later on. But it could affect some of the stuff that we do here. Let me get back to the beginning here. All right, yeah, there we go. Look at those 6 good-looking people, boy. I tell you, look at that, you know. And just so you know, two of them bailed on us today. All right, Anna Mary came down with the flu. Unbelievable. And Conrad had a $1 million showing, so he blew us off for the $1 million showing, which I guess is not a bad idea. I guess I can't blame him for that. Okay. So before we bring the 5 of them up, right? We have 5 of you here today. Is there 5? Right? Roy, Ro, Mary, Carol, and who am I leaving out? Oh, Erica, who is somewhere. Okay. All right, kids. Mark has a new license. He had to renew, so these are the dates you have to use. If you use the old dates, which I think was April 30th of 25, it's going to get kicked back. You might say, well, Tim, how come I'll kick it back? Because it's expired. It's old. You can't use it anymore. Okay? So you have to use that date, 3700, 37. No, same thing. Just the expiration date. Yeah. So we went from April of 25 to April of 27. Yeah, just the dates. Okay? So don't forget that. I don't want you saying, Tim, they won't give me my check. How come they won't give me my check? Because you got the wrong form in Skyslope. Okay? So please use the right forms. Okay? Or you have the wrong date, I'm sorry, on the RPA or whatever it might be. Speaking of other good news, LVR wants some more money. Was it $300, Mary, this time? 300? Is that the fee, 300 lease? Yeah. Due April 1st. If you're late after the 6th, you're going to pay another $50. Or I think it's $50. Pay it before the 6th. You know, if you could. Why give LVR $50 if you don't have to? Okay, please. So a reminder about that. This is another one of those consumer guides that NAR puts out. I really hope you guys are keeping these, or at least aware of them, or going on that facts.realtor. They got like 20 of these now that are really good, and you should give them to your clients. They're made for the public. Okay, I would give facts.realtor to your clients if you want to, and let them go on there. Okay, so it's better, like anything else, to hear these things, your client, from someone other than you. It's like my niece, Chloe. If Chloe messes up and I yell at her, she's not going to listen. But if I say, Mary, do me a favor. Could you call Chloe and fix it? In a heartbeat. Chloe's, oh my God, Mary called me, or whoever. So take these, send them to your clients. This is a cool one about HOAs. Okay? They have one on all these different topics. So make sure you're doing that. Who is new to the company? Who joined the company in the last 4 months? Anybody? Fatima? Okay, Francois, Jason. Some of you have hopefully you've been on these already. One Suite is our CRM. One Orientation is all about the company. You need to jump on these calls. They're live on those dates. Or else, where else can they find them, Heather, if they don't attend live? OneRockstars.com. So register. If you can't attend it live, you can watch the replay. There's replays on there going back months. But this is important stuff that you guys, especially if you're new, to keep you informed about the company. Nothing sillier than an agent calling the front desk, hey, Suzanne, what's the address of the Southwest office? Come on, guys. You don't know the address of the Southwest office, But if you attend One Orientation, you would know. is my point, okay? So try to attend these classes. Upcoming, we got Damon next week. Where is he? I saw him in the back. Where is Damon? No, he ran. Okay? He's going to do a Tony Robbins type class next week. Swear to God, it's good. I've sat through it. It's a great mindset class. Then we have our commercial agents coming up. Beezer is coming back. And then you guys remember Steve Thomas, the economist guy? He liked coming here so much. He goes, Tim, I'd like to come like every 3 months if I could. Sure, Steve, come on down. So he's coming at the end of April. So every quarter we'll have him in there. Anybody subscribe to his stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's only like $10 a month or something. He has some really good reports that you can use. Okay, so but he'll be back at the end of the month. Tomorrow I'll be at that CE class, and I'll be at these two next month. They're free. They're up in the Northwest office. Matthew Kolb is an instructor down at Key. Jeff convinced them to do it for us for free. And they're not general classes. They're the ones that we need. You know, legal, contracts, agency. Help me out. Ethics. Exactly. They're the girls. So, and he's doing another one in May. So March, April, May, he's going to cover all 6 of the core classes. So if you can't get down the Key, get to these. It's free. Or take it at LVR and pay, what is it, $30? $35? It all depends, right. So you can go down to LVR if you want. Nothing wrong with that, but you shouldn't have to when we have it for free, okay? All those white names, you can't read them. I can't really read them, but it's a great backdrop, Suze. I love it. That's all the agents we've hired in the last 2 months. Who's on here? I see Francois Myers, everybody. We all know Francois. Who else is in the room that might be here? I can't even read them. But I appreciate you guys. Most of them came from you. You called me or Wendy and said, I got this girl I did a deal with, or whatever it might be. And we interviewed him and hired him.
Some people are back. They've gone and they're back, I see. Mm-hmm.
There's the girl, where's Nikki Kovich? Nikki Kovich joined Realty One Group before I was born. No, I'm only kidding. She's not that old. I'm teasing. I love Nikki. But she was here when they put the shovel in the ground for Realty One Group. And now she's back. So it's kind of a cool thing, okay? And again, if you send in 3 people and we hire the third one, what happens? You save $1,200. It's not a bad gig. It's really not a bad gig. And a lot of you in the room haven't paid $100 in a long, long time. I'm not going to say who you are, but you've done a great job referring people in. Mary, I'm kidding. Okay. What else we got here? That's the market shares thing. Again, you should have this in your listing presentation as a handout all the time. It shows that we're the top firm, top 10 the last, 10, 12 years. Okay, so that's a good slide. All right, gang, here are some numbers. Anything weird on here? Anybody hearing anything weird about inventory or prices or days on market or?
Days on market.
Yeah, 42, right? Yeah, it's 42, right? I don't want to say everything else is kind of the same. Under contract is high, it's 33. That's good. It was in the 28, 2,900 for a long time, but probably the last 5-6 months it's been over 3,000. That's a good thing. 480 and 612. I don't get it. That's good. When I say I don't get it, I mean that in a good way. We want prices to go up, but usually when inventory goes up, prices don't necessarily go up at the same time, but they are. So we'll take it. Okay. That's last year. So real quick. Today we have 5,344 single-family homes in ER status. 5,344 today. Last year we had 3,323. So that's 2,000 more homes in single-family. So that's a huge jump, That compares to the year before, the minus 20. That's the year before, 23. So 3,300 last March, 5,300. Yeah, 40%, 42%, some crazy number like that. So that's a good thing. Those are all good things. All right, kids, we got that. We went through Tim. Reminder. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Sue says I have an issue with the clicker. She does. She goes, you have an issue with the clicker, Tim. I don't say, okay, what's upcoming? That could be it too, exactly, Who's a mentee in here? Where's Joanne?
Right here.
There's Joanne. Say hello to Joanne Davidson, everybody. She just joined the company. Yay! It was iffy if we were going to hire her. Wendy was on the fence a little bit, but no, I'm only kidding. Welcome. This is for you. Rev Up starts next Wednesday. That's the schedule. If anyone's experienced and you want to jump on the class, you can. The brokers would love to see you. Some of you seem to jump on Mark's open house class more often than not, because some of you are getting listings and you haven't done an open house, since 2012. which is fine if you don't want to do them. I mean, we have other agents that will do them for you, but you might want to do it yourself. So that's the upcoming Rev Up schedule. All right, I got some good news here today. Summerlin YouTube channel has how many subscribers? How many?
980.
I can only wish, Mayor. I can only wish.
I don't know, I want
I can only wish.
Break 300 bucks?
That's what Patrick wants to know. What happens if we break 300?
We all get $100 bucks.
Not a chance. That's crazy. We have 301 as of this morning. So if you guys hang out today at noon, we'll have Rocco's Pizza, Antipasto, all that stuff for you guys getting us to 300, okay? The other thing is the survey. Maybe next week when Wendy's back, because her allergies are still bothering her, she's in the Northwest, I'll pull up the survey that you guys took. And this is the percentage of each office of agents that responded to the survey. Which one is us?
27.
I got a 27. I got a 36. 28. 38. I could only wish. I can only wish. No, it's 36. So we were close. We were close. Okay, and the results were surprisingly good. I don't want to say surprisingly. They were really, really good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not going to get a raise. Suzanne's not going to get a raise, but it's a really good thing, you know. Mayor?
Realty One Group Summerlin, how do you get to the YouTube channel?
Just search Realty One Group Summerlin. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a QR code. Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah. Okay. This will be on YouTube by what time, V?
You have 302
By noon.
now.
3:02 now. Right. Exactly. So, but thank you for doing the survey. Some of you had some really good questions that we didn't just blow off or throw in a garbage can. You know, there were really good ones that we're going to try to see if we could make some changes. Nothing crazy. Okay. How many of you think me and Suzanne and Wendy and Maria send out and Vianney send out too many texts or emails to you? Honestly.
No, it's good.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we send them all the time, boy. Woo, those babies are going. Good. Okay.
It's good information.
It is. Some agents, thought that was a little too much. Just don't read it. Just go to your next message. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. But please don't unsubscribe, because there will be an email or a text that's important, and you unsubscribe, you're not going to get it, and you're going to be pissed about something, that you missed something, or you didn't get something, or the free summit tickets. Just kidding, of course. There's probably no free summit tickets, but if we did, we would email or text you. And if you've unsubscribed, you're not going to get it. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay. What else do we have here besides that? Speaking of the summit, it's coming up in November. More details are coming in, but it's in Miami Beach. Who's been to Miami? Mary, I know you've been, right? You guys? Nice. It's nice, right? I mean, it's unbelievable, right? What's the weather in November?
Hot.
Hot and humid? Hot and humid, right? No?
It's
70s. Okay, good. Okay.
Compared to Vegas, it's hot.
It's hot. That's true. Yeah. I mean, it's the whole East Coast humidity thing that pisses me off. Being from New Jersey and, that area, we're spoiled out here. But that's the, Tony Robbins is the keynote speaker, and I don't know who else they have yet. They kind of hold out until the end, not to tell us. So
Some kind of sports.
it'll be a sports guy. Yeah, we've had Magic Johnson. We had Shaquille O'Neal, Peyton Manning. That's right. Erin Andrews from Fox Sports. Geez, we've had some really good people when you think about it, right? Really, really good people. All right, gang. She's been quiet for 2 weeks, so she's had 2 weeks to put stuff together to tell us what we're not doing right. But I think everything is good. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Oakes, the TC compliance gal that we all love so much. How are things good? Any of these that we want to? Nah.
Don't be
I
like Mary
know.
Perry.
Take it from him.
What's up? Okay, let's role play really quick. I got 2 things for you. You guys are all buyer's agents. You've got a buyer, his name's Tim Kelly. You put that on the contract. Then all of a sudden, at the closing, he decides he wants to put it under Tim Kelly's trust. What do we do?
Fire.
Addendum.
You've got to get an addendum done, changing the buyer's name. Okay, if we don't do that, your check gets held up, everything gets held up.
And buyer and seller.
Plus, if it's under a loan,
they can't put in the trust.
They can at
They can.
closing.
They can at closing.
They can at
They can.
closing. 'cause
And
they
you
just
wanna
can't
do it
claim
before it
over.
closes, otherwise you're gonna have to pay lots of taxes after.
You can
So
close
gotta
your
do it before.
loan in a trust, just not an LLC.
Oh,
Yeah. Because the trust is considered you as a person, like for mortgage purposes. LLC is an entity that doesn't have credit scores usually and stuff. And when does the agent get alerted to this normally?
Well,
So if I'm the buyer, I'm closing tomorrow.
Because we've noticed that a lot of buyer's agents are communicating with their buyers and don't have any clue what the buyer's doing. And guess what happens? They go to the closing and the buyer's agent's not at that closing. So when the buyer tells the escrow agent, hey, I want to put it into my trust, the buyer's agent's not there, and so they have no clue until I call them because I can't do anything because I'm now sitting with the HUD under a trust name and everything else is under an individual's name. So then everything gets on hold. Okay.
So, but is it typical? Let's use me, I was that buyer, and I decided at the end, and I'm closing tomorrow. And I got something from Laura Moran at Rock Title yesterday, the HUD, right? It's an email saying everything is good to go, you're signing Friday at 2.
Right.
I'm going to probably tell her first, right? Before I tell my agent? Just because the way it works?
Here's
Trust
the
people are
problem.
very adamant about talking about their trust, and they're gonna talk about it all the time. So
Okay.
it's very seldom where it just pops up at the last.
At the end? Okay.
I disagree. Yeah.
I do too.
See, in the mortgage world, it works great. Not in the real world.
She's an agent, does it happen to you all the time?
All the time.
Yes.
But there's vesting instructions. Title, when you go under contract, has vesting instructions, immediately goes out to your buyer. So I usually go over those on the phone and say, you're gonna get vesting instructions. I would love a copy. They don't send it to me, you don't send it to me. They are dealing directly with you, but I need to know if you're doing it in a trust, how you're gonna take it in title, if you're putting it in your kid's name, whatever's happening.
They still ignore you until the end.
Pretty much.
But that's a way, because title gets the trust, the vesting instruction.
Right.
And sometimes people delay and don't send it in, but help the title company by hounding them and tell the title company, Rock or whoever you have, that you want a copy of the vesting.
Right, and that's important too, because what ends up happening is the husband goes into contract and gets the loan and everything's fine, and then at the end, he
Adds
wants
his
to
wife.
put in the wife. Okay, now everything's on hold, because now we technically have two buyers, and I need that second buyer to sign the duties owed. If that second buyer doesn't sign the duties owed, everything's on hold for you guys again.
That just happened to me again also this week with a new home track, and the new home title company told us, do it after, assign the girlfriend or fiance after, and luckily I have the best assistant, Jody, who's going on vacation Friday, by the way. No, we're not gonna do it after, cause we just found out it's gonna cost $3,500 to do it after, because she's not married yet, so you'd have to pay taxes on it.
Transfer tax.
Right, so the new home track was like, oh no, we can't do this, we're gonna have to hold it up 2 weeks. We're like, okay, then we'll have to hold it up. They still did it the same day.
Of course.
They were
Yeah.
just too lazy because they're not Rock Title or your preferred title company. Everyone is lazy unless it's someone that you directly work with, then they'll jump hoops to do whatever it is. But it was all,
Right.
it all happened that same day, but they
Right.
were hissing and hawing that it's not gonna happen. They told my clients, again, wait till after it closed, no big deal. And then we found out that you had to pay the taxes, which was like $3,500.
Yeah, crazy.
So we saved them $3,500 and it didn't even delay it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the example is, if I'm the buyer, and it's in my name, and then when I get the call from Rock Title, and I put single man
Yeah,
for 3 weeks ago when they sent me the form, and I'm closing in 5 days, and I want to put my my future ex-wife on there, okay? I don't have her yet, but eventually I'll have a future ex-wife.
you already know what the
Right.
next
So
one.
I'm talking to Laura Moran. Hey, Laura, I'm going to add my future ex-wife to the deal. Okay. She'll handle it. But what Mary's point is, I think, is that if it's a title company that you're not working with, or they might say, you know what, Tim? No, it's easier just to wait. Just quit claim her on after it closes. No, you don't want to do that. That's a lazy escrow officer that doesn't want to help you. Okay. So that's really important.
I just had a call from an agent, I don't think he's in here, but he just had a new construction close, and he called me after just for questions. And he said, yeah, you can just add the fiance after close, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, technically,
Yeah.
but you're gonna pay transfer tax. And he's like, well, how much is that? And I'm like, well, it's a lot of money, but it was already closed.
It's
so
in
there
the
wasn't
thousands.
anything.
Yeah.
It's in the thousands.
He's like, should I just have him get married? I'm like, that, if you got him married first, then yeah, then there's no transfer tax.
Right.
If they're fiancé,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
So,
So, yeah.
So I have a question, so how does that work with legally compliance with the division if you're supposed to get everything signed before you walk in and see a property? Now, you're adding someone on there that they've already,
BBRA that.
yeah.
Yeah, the BBRA, the duties owed we want signed, the BBRA is
That's
is
okay.
fine.
okay,
And we're not gonna, at closing, if you're already at closing and you add that spouse, we're not gonna ask you to go back and redo all of
All
those
the
documents.
paperwork.
And you got paperwork showing what happened.
Yeah,
know?
exactly, so you're okay with
When
that.
she was having.
Second thing is, we're all okay on that, right? Okay, good. And the second thing, and the second thing is commission instructions. Please understand, we need commission instructions for your commission. So if you're getting commission from the seller and you're getting commission from the buyer, we need to know that on the commission instructions. A lot of companies, title companies now are doing 2 commission instructions, one for the seller and then one for the buyer if they're gonna contribute 0.5% because you wanted the 3%. Seller's doing 2.5, your buyer's doing 0.5%. We need that on the commission instructions, otherwise, again, that goes on hold and your check is not gonna be Zelled to you or anything until we get that. So we need commission instructions that say seller's paying 2.5 and then buyer's paying 0.5. You can do it on one commission instructions, or like I said, a lot of the companies, escrow companies now are doing 2 commission instructions. But we need that in the file, yes.
Just a quick question on the CDA. It says commission, so you put 3, let's say, or 2.5. And then where do you put the bars? Let's say you're doing I usually put it on a flat
How much
fee.
money are you getting?
Let's say it's 0.5%. Let's put it on a flat fee.
What is your total commission?
$10,000.
No, what is your
3%.
total?
3%. Let's say it's 3%.
Let's say it's
That's your
3%.
commission,
Right.
is 3%, so you're gonna put 3% on there. You're not gonna divide it up,
Okay, don't put
you're
it as a flat
dividing
fee.
it up.
Okay.
All we need to do is, I'm talking commission instructions,
Right.
I'm not
Not the
talking
CDA, right.
Oh, you're not-
Different
I'm
topic.
talking
No.
commission instructions. We need to know where you're getting your commission from. Are you getting it all from your buyer?
Okay,
Are you
gotcha.
getting it all from your seller? Who's giving you commission instructions? That's what the commission instructions are for.
I don't think everyone knows, but if, this is like hard, I have an assistant that does all this, so when she goes out of town, Maria does all this for you. If you hire Maria, how much do you pay to do all the paperwork?
$5,000.
What's a flat fee?
It's $100.
$100, so instead of trying to learn all this, I mean, time is money to me. I would just pay Maria to do all this, so that's something you should probably bring up as well, cause I've been in this company for 50 years, I still don't know how to do this. But I hire Maria, or, that's just something you guys should know, so you don't have to go through all this.
So one last realistic scenario. Carol's my agent. She has 3% on our buyer broker agreement. The seller's paying 2.5. I'm going to pay the other half. What do you need from her? Anything?
No.
No, right?
No.
No paperwork,
But-
no.
Just make sure the title company
Correct.
has the right buyer
Yes.
instructions.
Yes.
So they
Exactly.
may wanna see your
Yes.
buyer brokerage.
Correct.
But if you get 2.5 from that seller, and the buyer's not gonna pay that 0.5%, now I need an
Addendum.
addendum to the BBRA at 2.5%, because you're no longer getting that 3 that
Right.
was on your original. Got that?
Yep.
Crystal clear?
Yay.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. All right, who we got next? All right, gang, another great breakfast from our, at least today, she's our favorite home warranty person.
Yes.
Okay, today she is our favorite. Lisa Waldeck, everybody. There she is. It's funny, when you were walking in with your stuff, I said to Suzanne, how many days a week do you think Lisa does that? Really? Every day?
Oh, yeah.
Just about every day.
Almost
You're going
every day.
somewhere with food, right?
Absolutely.
That's unbelievable. God bless you. Good for you.
Take care of my peeps.
I know you do. Wow, that's great. Wow.
Hi guys, good morning. Lisa Waldeck with Achosa Home Warranty. I want to talk a little bit about listing coverage today because we are heating up Yesterday we were in the 90s, today we're gonna be in the 80s. I'm seeing air conditioning claims already. So make sure that you are putting that free listing coverage on your listings. We are the only home warranty company that includes the refrigerator, the washer, the dryer, the HVAC, water softener, and roof leaks on your listings. So nobody else does that. We don't charge anything additional for that. What we're going to start seeing is whenever it starts getting warm and you're doing home inspections, the home inspector is going to say, the differentials are off. It's 95 degrees, it's 110, it's 115 degrees. They're going to recommend on that home inspection that you get a qualified HVAC tech out to the property just to make sure everything's in working order. You can use that listing coverage to get an HVAC person out there to check that. What's normally happening is there's a small leak in the refrigerant line, so we will correct the leak, we'll fix that leak, and then we'll put more refrigerant in. A lot of times capacitors are going bad. That's $350 to $400. It could be a fan motor going bad. Again, another $350 to $450. But save your sellers some money. No seller wants to put any more money into a house they have for sale, and you don't want to lose a deal because they didn't want to pay for that repair. So keep that in mind. All you have to do is just shoot me an email with the address. I'll get that listing coverage put on for you. I'll send you the confirmation. When you get the request for repairs back, if it looks pretty lengthy, like there could be a lot of things on there that are pretty expensive, shoot over that request for repairs to me. I'll take a look at it to see if anything would fall under that seller's coverage so you can file a claim. So I really try to make it really easy for you guys. If you're out on evenings, weekends, anytime during the day, and you're writing offers and you're not sure how much to put in the contract for home warranty, call me, text me, give me the address. I'll look it up for you in case there's anything weird. The nice thing about it is we include pretty much everything now on our warranty. The water softener, the roof leaks, all of the appliances. So unless there's a pool, we now also include well pump and septic. So if you're selling in the rural areas, Pahrump, stuff like that, all of that's already included. So we don't have that many add-ons. So just let me know if you guys need anything. And yes, sir.
Do you have any policy that covers Freon?
Yes. Oh, not specific, but we do cover Freon. We cover all the, I call it refrigerant just because there's so many different variations of refrigerant. But yes, we don't have a cap on our refrigerant. We don't have a cap per pound on that. So yeah, we'll cover that. The other thing, you know, we're looking at days on market, and some of the houses are starting to vacate. A lot of companies will not cover vacant homes. We do cover vacant homes, so that if you've got a seller that's relocating, they're moving out, put the warranty on that, put that seller's coverage on there, because we're not going to deny a claim because the seller moved out and the house is vacant too. So, thank you guys for, oh, yes.
Is there a charge for the seller coverage?
There's no cost to the seller during that listing and escrow period. If they file a claim, the deductible is $150 for the seller. And the reason it's higher is because nobody's paid for the policy yet. I've got verbiage that you can put in the agent-to-agent remarks, letting the buyer's agent know that there's already an CHOSA warranty in place, because I obviously want the closing, just like you want that thing to close, I want it to close too with the CHOSA on there. So, awesome, thank you guys.
Good stuff, Lisa. Thank you, thank you. All right, Lisa, while you're there, just so you guys know, here's the early bird bag. There's 33 of you here today. Guess how many signed in on the sheet? Go on, take a guess. 12. 12. So, Lisa, pick a number from 1 to 12. 7. Mickey Mantle's number, if you're a baseball fan. Ooh, I think Mike is a multiple winner here of this, I think. I could be wrong, but I think he's won it before. Okay. All right, who's next? John Morgan. Are you with us, Johnny?
Yep, real quick.
Everybody, John Morgan, everybody. You know, there he is.
Oh, yeah.
You want that one?
Touching on what she said. Okay. Builders will huff and puff. They are so full of hot air. The more you know, the better you can, call them out on their bluffs. We just did one for Andrew. He's not here. He had a client with Pulte. Lost their house in California in a fire. Moved here under contract with Pulte. Pulte pulls the rug out from under him and said, sorry, you don't qualify. We just can't get the income. You got to do this, this, and this. And they couldn't, right? So everything's packed in U-Hauls. We got 2 weeks till closed, and they're staying in hotels. And they felt a little bad, thankfully, and they said, you know what, if your lender can close this, we'll give them the concessions, right? The incentives. $30,000. Like, sweet. Ran it through, got an underwriting, because not all LOs and underwriting departments are created equal. Our underwriting department found the income you know, paperwork to qualify them. You'll never guess what happened 5 days before close, when we were clear to close. Chuck over at Pulte calls and says, hey, so, we can only give the 3% concessions because you're not using our lender. Same dude that said, we'll give you what it takes. I said, Andrew, don't you back down. Next call, Chuck. Hey, so this is all we do. Chuck, this ain't closing. I said, I need it all. Went back and forth for 3 days. Andrew calls and, so Chuck said that they'll give 4 if we each give 1. And I said, that sounds great, but I said, do not give in. I said, you can give in at 5 and I'll cover 1, okay? I said, I don't want you paying or the buyer paying nothing. I said, this is principle. So, 24 hours later, Chuck calls us, all right, I was able to get 5. Okay, so do not back down from these guys. They will huff and puff. And at the moment things start getting shaky, you say, hey, we want this to close on time. You want me to bring my lender in, okay? And the thing is, I didn't even need all the incentives to get to the rate that they were at. So we just needed the incentives to pay for other things. But they don't know that. Anyways, so that and what else was it? Oh, you guys have buyers from last summer that you probably haven't heard from in a while. That didn't pass away, went away. Okay? Don't call them if they pass away. They are not buying. We can get raised at 2 and they still aren't buying. Okay? So if they disappear, just did this for an agent in Southwest. I'm like, hey, you heard from Vita? He's like, I think she's getting ready to rent. I'm like, I'm gonna reach out to her. Pulled up her file, punched in a new rate. Just since last summer, her new payment on the same purchase price dropped $250 a month. $360,000. That's a low purchase price to drop that much in monthly payment. Think if it was $500,000. So if you have buyers you haven't heard from last summer because they just didn't like the rates or the payments, you need to get them back on the phone. Because before you know it, that window's gonna close because everybody's gonna hear and move and the inventory's gonna shrink. Okay, so do that.
Was it at 6 the other day?
It depends.
I thought you, okay.
Programs, I mean,
Same.
it fluctuates.
Exactly.
Calendar's up for April. 2 events here next week on the 2nd. We have Renovation Red Flag CE course, 3 hours, talking about home renos, all of that. And then Wind Down Wednesday, the first one in history.
For Realty One Group and Epic Lending?
Yep, we're doing it right here on the 2nd, 4 to 6. Come hang out, have some wine, have some beer, have punch. I don't care, whatever you want to do. Just hang out, chat, talk shop, or just have fun. So next Wednesday, CE class 11 to 2, Wind Down Wednesday at 2 p.m. All right, that's all I got.
And what he didn't mention, because it's what John's story is coming in May.
Yes.
So if you don't know John's story, you need to Google it.
Already. So
Go
if you've not
on
RSVP'd,
YouTube, Google John with an O, Jon story. He's gonna be here in May, okay? Heather, anything you wanna throw at us real quick, if you don't mind?
I was told to be very, very brief, so I'm gonna be very, very
I got the clicker. Okay, you're done. No, I'm kidding.
Hi, everybody. Heather, I'm your sales rep with Rock Title. All I'm gonna talk about right now is just our zip code map, so you guys have those in front of you. If you need a PDF, just send me an email. I'll be happy to send you a PDF if you guys want to send them out. These come out monthly. We do email them to you guys automatically. If you're not on that list, send me an email and I can add you to that list. Also, you might be getting them if you get in your spam folder. So if it is, check that and put it in the radar. All right, thank you.
My 2 cents, gang, when I was a realtor, I used to get this from another title company. Every month I sent this out. I somehow figured out how to put my name and my brokerage on it, so as if it was from me in the company, and it worked. It kept me, it was a reason for me to call the agent, or call my client if there's zip codes.
That's activity, but can we have one on price? Can you generate the same thing on price? People care more about price than activity.
I'll look into it.
Was that
Okay.
appreciation?
This
You
is
have, like, an
activity,
actual
not
map.
appreciation. It's
Okay.
activity, numbers.
Oh, it is.
So that's not what buyers.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Yeah, the
That'll be
appreciation
confusing.
app would be better. I don't know if they do that every month, though. Yeah. See how it says SFR activity in the top right? Yeah. I always thought it was appreciation too.
Activity.
I don't
Yeah.
know if it's just,
Could be a typo.
I don't know if that's a typo, but I think it's the appreciation.
It used to be appreciation, yeah.
I don't think so, because 89134 is not down 4%
Well, again, it's year over year.
in appreciation.
What zip code?
89134 is not down 4%.
89149 is not down either.
Alright, let's check on
Cumulative
that.
activity, okay,
In price.
No.
It's definitely activity.
gotcha, okay. Alrighty, gang, sorry I went a little bit longer, but, every now and then we do this once or twice a year. It's always good to hear from agents that are killing it. And when I was an agent at Remax, I was on this panel twice in 11 years. I mean, I did $5, $8, $9 million a year, but I didn't do 20 or 30 or 100 like these guys are doing, okay? And I always went there to try to get a nugget or two from those agents. So these 4 young ladies and Roy's our token guy on the panel, are gonna, I got me and Suzanne have some questions. Hopefully you guys have some questions too. So let's welcome Carol and Ro and Roy and where's Erica? Erica? There's Erica, okay? And Mary, of course. So have a seat, make yourself at home. Music, when the music stops, you gotta sit. All right, gang. I do. I tried to get Conrad, but Conrad, you know. So they haven't seen what I'm gonna put on the screen here, gang. That number represents the volume that the 7 agents that I invited to come to do this.
Wow.
So just do the math, divided by 6 or 7, $116 million, okay? 129 closed transactions. What do you think their average sales price was?
About 8 million.
It's not get crazy, it's not get crazy, okay?
700.
Close. Their average sales price was $899,000.
Not me.
Not Mary though.
Not Mary.
Yeah, well, Mary's does 100 deals at $250,000 a pop, you know, that's Mary here, okay? That's okay, it is what it is, you know? So there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But, all right, gang, let me start off with this question. All of you are different, obviously. How many of you would wanna go on a listing presentation with one of them? Right? Wouldn't you wanna go with them? Okay.
Yeah.
You probably won't, okay? Most agents don't want you tagging along, I'll be honest, they don't. When I was at Remax, agents wanted to come with me and I said no. The point is, if you went with Erica, and then you went with Mary, I bet you they're 2 totally different, not even close to what they do. And not that that's a bad thing, but over time, you'll cultivate your way of doing it. So, my first question to Carol, you're in the middle.
Okay.
What, is there 1 or 2 things that you're really good at that makes you a great realtor? Like a
You know, I
skill?
think it's important to have a big picture view of everything and remember what your goal is to get a deal done. So you do what needs to be done to get a deal done, and you're there to service the clients. And if you keep the client at center, then you'll never go sideways. And I always remember also that I'm not doing this alone, I have a partner. So whoever's on the other side of the deal is got to be your friend, or you're not gonna get to a closing. You're not in an adversarial. So if I have Mary on the other side of the deal, I'm gonna say, Mary, I'm so excited to work with you. We're gonna get this done. If you have any issues, pick up the phone, I answer phone. I can't wait to get to the finish line, and I'm excited to do a deal with you after all this time, or whatever. So I think that those things are important, and I'm a trained mediator. I had mediation training, and one of the sayings they had is, go up in the balcony. So go in the balcony. So don't be in the dirt. If something's going a little haywire, go up in the balcony, meaning take your emotions out of it, look at it from objective, and just try to problem solve. And if you made a friend on the other side already, starting day 1, thanking them for the offer, thanking them for such a great deal, thank them for the good communication, then you're a long way down the road. And we want to keep all our profession elevated. So, you know, it's kind of like same as kids. If you expect them to act badly, they act badly. If you expect them to do well, then do well. And if you've got a newbie on the other side, that's okay. Or if you're new, tell them, I'm new at this. I hope you'll work with me and I can learn from you. I'm really excited about doing a deal with a veteran like you. That's the right way to come to a deal with someone. Again, you're not an adversary. You want to get to the finish line, and you do want to learn from each other.
And I think that's really important. A lot of times we think the other side is our opponent. And they kind of are, because their job is to get the highest price for the seller, and your job is to get the lowest price for the buyer. but you could do it in a really nice way, instead of making
And if
that. so-
everyone's not happy,
No.
there's a bad taste. So you want everyone happy, and everything can be a win-win. And it's about communication.
Hey, just so you guys know, when me or Suzanne ask you some questions, if you don't say someone you guys wanna just answer, just anyone can just jump in now, following up on Carol. So Erica, you can say something. What's the one thing you think you're really good at, that makes you a good agent?
Sorry.
That's okay, try to stay
One
awake, stay
thing,
awake.
one thing that makes, communication. I think the one thing that makes you a good agent is communication. Regardless of technology, regardless of what's happening in the market, it's communication and also knowledge, education and communication. I guess so it's two things, but communication, number one. Respond to your clients, whether it's 100,000, whether it's a lead, whether it's not. One of my biggest things that ever happened that helped me change my business, and Damon knows this because I used to work under him years ago, was I got a signed call for a $40,000 condo, and the investor, I didn't know it was an investor, he's like, I'm interested in this property, but can you call me back Wednesday at 10 o'clock? I said, absolutely. So Wednesday at 10 o'clock, I call him back. He goes, I called 7 agents in Vegas and said the same thing to all of them. You're the only one that called me back. I want to buy 40 properties a year. He goes, and that's how I broke into the market and ended up becoming, because when you get 40 properties a year, and that happened during the recession. So Damon was like, how are you closing all these deals like in the recession? And I'm like, I answered a phone call. I called back when he asked me to. So to me, you never know when that call's gonna come, so you treat every call like it's the only call.
So I suck at communication.
I told you that.
But hold on, let me say something real quick before you finish. If you ask me today, am I the same communicator I was back then? Absolutely not, because it's just so much sometimes that you can't be, but okay.
So how everyone's gonna answer, I'm gonna be straight honest, and I suck at a lot of stuff. My number one skill is negotiation. I treat my clients like they're my own sons, and I'm busy when everyone else is. I'm not worried about AI, I'm not worried about anything. I was just with Francois in a car yesterday. She's a top short sale agent. She's been trying to join my team forever. You guys know I was a president last year. I had to let go of my whole team because I was so busy doing that job, which was free, obviously. And it took a lot of time and effort and a lot from my clients. In November, I was slow. I closed 9-10 deals. But let's just go back to yesterday. I got a call. These agents, they want to look at some homes. I got them qualified. We went and looked at 3 homes yesterday. I says, they spoke highly about their realtor. I go, then why are you calling me if you like your realtor? Because Mary, your client says we'd be crazy not to use you. You're the best in the city. Is that not the truth? Mm-hmm. So we found 3 homes, and I says, well, you have to list your home. I says, can we go look at your home? The listing agreement was, okay, here's the comps while I was sitting in their home, looking at their home. There's what you need to be at. Okay, I'm gonna send you listing paperwork. That's how easy it was, because I had a client that says, I know you love your realtor. This is the best in the city. You're crazy if you don't use her. So they dropped their realtor, and I got 2 deals just yesterday, just by my negotiating skills. And then when I called the realtor to buy the home, not the listing, I did it in front of them. And they're like, hey, Mary, I go, don't you owe me lunch for my last transaction? They're like, no, you actually owe me lunch for my last transaction. I'm like, cool, okay, if this goes through, I'm negotiating with him. I'm like, it is contingent. He told me where I need to be, exactly what I have to do to get it, because I have a relationship with other realtors as well. So even if they're not in Realty One Group, it always takes 2 realtors to tango. So you always gotta do what's best for your client, but you also gotta become friends with these other realtors so you can get deals. When we were in a recession and when COVID happened, remember how busy we were? We couldn't get homes. There were 60 offers on each home. I was killing it because every realtor put me to the top because they knew if I'm in a transaction, it's
You'll
gonna
close.
close. And that's the most important thing. So to me, communication, I don't have to communicate. I have my assistant that's back there. Everyone knows and loves Jody, right? She's as opposite as me as possible. She's sitting there doing the paperwork. work speaking slowly to my clients, and then they go to me, I have ADHD, I'm all over the place. So there's two separate ways of going. But they love me to death and they love Jody, and that's what works. So if you guys are making money and you're busy, get yourself an assistant.
And get you guys, you know how some agents have like nicknames, like, I don't know, whatever nickname might be, I think he's gonna get pissed at me, but I think Roy has a nickname, right?
The real estate bulldog.
There he is, the real estate bulldog, yes.
No, but I want to say something. I would take what Mary said and what Erica said. You always get me by a few thousands
I know,
every
you tell me
single
that
year.
every
You're
year.
killing me. Every single year by a few thousands. You get.
Every year we're sitting there and you're like, I'm gonna get you next year.
I need to call you around November. So, I think every agent should find their, this is something Damon asked me when we first met when he was broke. He's like, what do you think you're good at? So first thing I said was customer service and negotiations. Now, not many of you know, and please don't look at me differently. I used to have a very, very big business before. I don't know, maybe most of you know the cosmetic stores that we have in all the casinos and Fremont Street and the outlet malls and whatnot. I used to own 12 of those, and trade shows all around the U.S. And I slowly started my cosmetic line from Switzerland, and I've sold all of it in 2018 to focus more on real estate. And now imagine a person that did 30 to 40 hard negotiations a day for 12 years.
Wow.
So you come with that, and it helps you a lot. So I don't know if some of you follow me on Instagram or not, but to me, hundreds of my clients, I'll say differently. I had hundreds of employees during the years, maybe 900 employees, and I taught a lot of them how to sell, and I taught them how to do it right and how to do it friendly and how not to, because both sides need to feel they won. So if you follow me, you see that to me, what I like to do, I like breaking records. So thank God, almost every deal I do, I posted that I sold it for the lowest, I got it for the lowest price, and also I sold it for the highest in the comps. And people like results. People like, they're gonna hire you. Even when I was new, people knew who I am, they know how I work, and they gave me a chance because they know how, if you have HDD, I have that and OCD together, and I'm like, everything needs to be perfect, and they know when they hire me, I'm gonna be there for them also, and everything gonna be perfect, tip top. I'm always on time, I'm always answer, besides Shabbat, which is like a holiday for us. I never answer the phone. My phone is shut off every Friday and Saturday. Friday night to Saturday at sunset. And I think this is why people recommend it. I never spend $1 on marketing. And people just recommend me. And just like you said, a lot of my clients said, I know you have a great agent, but try Roy first. Go on the phone with him for 5 minutes and see if you like him. And that's how I got most of my business. So always answer the phone and always treat the other agent well, thank them and show them, almost in the end of every deal, I tell them, you did great for your client, you did an amazing job.
And don't let them bully you. Make sure you're in
100%.
control of the relationship as well.
100%, yeah, you need to lead. You have to be like that. So they're gonna scare from asking for different repairs or whatnot. Almost never I get a request for repairs, once in a blue moon. But they know.
Ro, I don't wanna steal your thunder, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think we spoke last year, 9 months ago, and you wanted to do more luxury deals.
Yep.
And I don't know the numbers, but I think your average sales price was over $1 million last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a sale for 3.3, 2.5, and 6.2 or 6.3, and now I have a buyer for 15 million. I just need the house.
What I'm saying is, I think she made a mindset as an agent, like, I don't wanna do the $350,000 houses anymore. Not that you say no, it's not.
And I do them. I love them all. Like,
Of course,
yeah.
but you were thinking bigger.
I think all of it, and honestly, one of my strengths is I talk to everybody. I make real estate a part of my everyday. It's like one of my hats. So my clients that I've met that refer me that business, I met them while sitting at a bar, having lunch, and we just started talking, and then we became best friends, and then they sold their house from me, they bought a house from me, they refer me clients, they just called me the other day, they wanna buy investment properties. I met another person, like, just eating, I sit at a bar and eat, like if I'm like, you know, working, because why am I gonna just sit at a table by myself? At least I can talk to the bartender or talk to people next to me. I was in networking for so long that everything is about relationships and networking and who you meet. So all of my business has been referral. So I do not pay for leads or anything like that, but I have a CRM, I just, you know, building, but I just think it's all about building your relationships, getting referrals, and I also follow up, so like, for Valentine's Day, for my clients, I sent them something out, or I like drop stuff to their house, and right now, where I live, I just did, I actually made a bulk trash calendar magnet, and 500 of them, with a letter on Canva, and so I'm doing the houses over 2,800, which are about, well, I separated it to like, you know, $900,000 up, so I'm gonna go around, deliver them, and then if not, I'm gonna mail them, but at least it has my face on it with the bulk trash calendar for everybody in my development. So I'm just trying to like gain business in other ways and get, you know, my face out there, but yeah, it's all about relationships and follow up.
I think Roy is the least experienced on the, like, how many, go real quick, how many years you've been a realtor?
18.
4.
Oh, okay.
35.
4.
30
something.
Okay. My question is, especially you gals that have been doing it a long time. I started in '08, when it was the recession, I guess. My point is our market is never the same. It's a roller coaster ride all the time. So how do you guys figure that part out? How do you stay motivated when rates go to 7.5%, you know, 2 years ago, in May of '22, but you're still making money?
Your clients will always, listen, AI is taking over. I'm not worried about it because my clients reach out to me. It's bad that I really don't do my website. I don't do any of that I should. Otherwise, I'd be triple as busy. I mean, I was just in Asia for a month. I just took a vacation for a month. I was in Mexico right before that. I take a lot of vacations. I'm enjoying life as well. But my clients reach out to me because my sphere is so good. I treated all my clients so well. They're referring me, they're doing this. So if I was talking to new agents how to do things, I would, you know, tell you differently. But the most important thing is you have a client, you gotta treat them very good, like it's your family member, cause that one client is gonna give you 100 deals for 30 years. They're gonna continue and continue and continue. But you make one mistake, they'll remember it. So if you make a mistake, fix it right away. You know, you always gotta remember, you could do 100 great things and one bad thing, they're gonna remember that bad thing. So make sure you're always on top of your game. You go to different classes, you network at Realty One Group, you network all over, go to events. Make sure you stay on top of your game and always learn. And always be willing to change it up and try new things and do whatever you need to do. And just like she said, sitting at the bar, and that's so smart. When my nail people use me, my gas station people. I mean, if I get my eyelashes done, she's using me, and she could be in the business for 20 years. When I sit in that chair, she's good just because I'm on the phone, and they fall in love with me, my personality, because I'm not fake. I'm authentic, and they could feel it. And I'm always trying to help. Listen, I don't want to sell $200,000 homes. I want to sell multi-million-dollar homes too, and I sold 15 million and 5 million and 8 million. I was in a transaction yesterday for $1 million. But I can't say no to a first-time home buyer, or a veteran, or a metro officer, or, you know, a minority, because I was there and I feel that, and that's how I got started, helping someone that couldn't help themselves. So I will never say no. Like, I think, what was I, number 3 this year?
Yep.
And I sold triple the amount. All the rest of it, I'm like, Jesus, no wonder why I'm so tired and I need a vacation. Because I don't know how to say no to minorities or veterans. I just don't. But a lot of people like, I won't do anything over $1 million. I don't, my heart is on my sleeve and my clients feel it.
Yeah. Carol, what do you and Rob do to kind of keep the going?
Well, you know, whether the market is slower or busier, there's pluses. So when the market's slower, those that shouldn't be in the business are gone. You have less competition, and it's more important that they have a skilled realtor. So you can look at it either way, but there's never a time in history that someone doesn't need a skilled realtor to help them navigate buying or selling a home. No matter if it's their 20th home or their first home, they need help. One of the things about, but what I do when you're slow, have lunch, go out for lunch. Every single lunch of the week, pick a different client you've done business with in the past. Enjoy the time, but garner those relationships. There isn't a night that you don't have a happy hour or cocktails with a client. You just make it happen. And so when you're slow, and another adage, if you're a realtor, is if you want business, book a trip out of town.
Oh, yeah.
And then your phone will ring. But
Does it get busy when you plan a vacation? When you
yeah,
leave?
always.
How does that shit happen? Why does that happen?
Just write it on the calendar and it'll happen.
Roy?
You ask about when you start to get busy and go up to 8, even 7 or even 8. So at this point, I figured it's very expensive to hold a 30 years mortgage. So I work with a lot of investors, and I was able to because you need to be very creative to get deals today. You need to get from off market, from the banks, foreclosures, auctions, whatnot, and you have to know people. For example, in Section 10, Section 11, and pretty much every large lot, I have people that call me first before they even mass email it. They call it to me first. They call me first and see what I think they should close the assignment at. They're actually asking me before they even close. I just got what's his name? Howard Hughes's original home at Rancho Circle on 2 acres. And I found a buyer, but the neighbor got it directly from the guy, half an hour before I got it. So you need to be well connected. Now, 2 things that my client likes about me, I think. One, before I even got my license, I was a flipper, I was an investor, I buy and hold, I did all of that, and they know I have good taste. They know I know what I'm doing, and whatever it is, whatever person they need, I have it, and I have a personal relationship with them. Second thing, for example, yesterday, we closed the deal, and it wasn't a new build because it was already like 2 years old, but it's all the back of it is just completely empty. They haven't done anything with it, and the client liked me so much. I recently opened my landscape company. We do turf, build pools, whatever. Business cards for you, and we give bonus or referrals or whatever you want to call it for clients that you sent us. It's a nice check. So let me just tell you. And the client liked me so much, he didn't even check with anybody. Already yesterday, we closed on a $100,000 backyard. We're going to build a pool, a spa, a basketball court, and whatnot, turf, and you name it. So when people like you, they're going to ask you. If they start asking you questions about what do you think I should do here, what do you think about doing this, push on that and make sure they feel comfortable with you and give them the right answers. And make sure you have good people. Good. For example, if you need a tile guy, I have 25 tile guys. If you need a person to change the kitchen or to build a nice fireplace with slates or whatnot, I have many of those. On the second, they're gonna get it. So it's good to be well connected and stuff like that.
Just real quick, Tim, on this whole thing about how do you navigate market changes, because you look at things when you're in, it's a short sale market, it's a foreclosure market, it's a slow market, the rates went up, the rates went down, it's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market. I think the one thing to understand is just talking to other realtors as well, because sometimes even I'll get discouraged. I'm used to closing, I don't have a team, I'm myself. So for me, I'm used to closing 5 to 6 deals a month, and when I only close 2, that depresses me. I'm like, what did I do wrong? But talking to other people, whether it's a new agent or a seasoned agent or whatever it is, knowing that we're all in the same, everyone feels it, you can feel market changes, right? And knowing that I'm not alone in that feeling helps give me the encouragement that it's not me doing it wrong, it's trying to push through and figure out what do I need to change in my day-to-day to just continue to move forward and not giving up. So for me, that's one thing. The second thing is when the rates change, I'm not really worried about the rates. Everything, just like the market goes up and the market goes down, the rates go up, the rates go down, it's educating your client and letting them know that. I'm letting them know, hey, yeah, maybe rates are up right now, but if rates are up right now, housing prices are typically lower. So get the house, what do the lenders say, date the rate, marry that the price, or something like that, I don't remember.
Marry the house.
Yeah, there you go, that's
Date
what
the
I was
rate.
gonna say. But I think it's so true, so like I had a client just this week that's like, I don't know, you know, prices are gonna go down, I was like, well, you know what? Let's just jump in, you can always streamline, you can always refinance, just having that information, talking to whoever your favorite lender is, knowing what the offerings are so that you can educate them on that. All of that's so important. When the recession was hitting, there were so many like grant programs, buyer programs, knowing those, so that when people came to me, just knowing what program to put them into was the key to closing more deals. Oh, there's a program over here that's gonna give you 30,000. Oh, there's a program over here because you're a single mom. Oh, there's a program over here because you're a veteran. You know, just education and all that. It helps.
And speaking of rates and, you know, mortgage people, there's a new rule that just came out. I'm gonna read it to you guys. That's why you have to keep informed. Like, so FHA announced today that effective May 25th, FHA will no longer allow non-permanent residents. This includes the use of any type of visa, DACA, or H-1B, or employment authorization document, EAD card to satisfy citizenship. It goes on and on and on. And the programs that it's gonna stop is Borrower Smart, Home Ready, Home First. And so you have till May to close on them. So it not only you have to be a realtor, but you also have to know the laws and the rules. And it's very hard as a realtor to know all that unless you have a loan officer that's keeping you up to date. I found all that information, my loan officer told me, but if you have to follow the realtors on social media. So if you're in the DECA program, most of you guys don't even know what I'm talking about, right? But your loan officer will explain it to you. So if you're because Trump is now stopping like all the illegals from coming in, but they are in, and then undocumented, and
No,
they're
it's
able to
illegal.
buy homes, and they were also getting $40,000 grams, $60,000 grams, and they were all getting into homes. Well, Trump is stopping that legally now, so now if they're in escrow, they have to May to close. Otherwise, it's stopping. But there's a lot of people a lot of realtors, that's all they work with. And it's, a lot of my friends, a lot of my Hispanic realtor friends, I called them yesterday, I go, do you guys hear them? No, we didn't. I go, let me send this to you. So you gotta know when rates are going up, rates are going down. I mean, you're not just a realtor, you're everything. I mean, my clients call me for a landscaper, for a pool person, taxes, you want them to reach out to you. So I don't have to communicate with them. They call me, Mary, I wanna take my trash out. What days are they? Hey, do you know where the best dog groomer is? It's the truth. Where's the best dog groomer? And funny, in my head I go, do I effing look like a dog groomer to you? But that's what I told them to do. And then I'll either ask someone or Google it, because you want
And
to
our
be
our
the
Summerlin
source.
Facebook is a good, you put the question up
Yeah,
there,
that's
and
true.
there's 600
So
realtors,
you
and
don't
they
really
answer,
have to-
who's
right,
your
you
best
don't have
pool
to know
person,
the
who's your
answer.
best
You
electrician?
could get it from
You
other
have our
realtors.
Facebook.
I post it all the time, but you want them to reach out to you for, hey Mary, I'm going on a date, what's the best restaurant to go to? I don't even live in Henderson, why you at, that's what I'm saying in my head. I like, yeah, let me, and then I'll chat GBT and I'll ask them whatever. You want to be the source, and that's how the communication goes. But also remember, you always have to know what the rules are, and that's why you have to have a good loan officer, you have to have a good title person, you have to have a good, you have to have a team around you, even though you don't, she's saying she doesn't have a team, she has a team. I guarantee you have a team. You have a team of top inspectors, you have a team of top appraisers, right?
Right.
So
I
that's
just
your
mean,
team.
I don't have any other realtors that work
Right.
with me.
But we
so.
all have teams. We
For
all
sure.
have
For sure.
teams.
And
you
don't
do.
feel bad getting rid of them. And I always make that very clear, because if you're my inspector and I have to follow up with you or I don't have time to find you. Like, I trust you to do what you do. My title officer, if you didn't figure all that out, I'm finding someone new. I don't care if I've done 10 deals with you this year.
But what all agents should do, a lot of agents will say to me, Tim, don't you have a list of Realty One Group preferred vendors? You know, the handyman guy, the electrician guy, well, I think we used to, but then Cooper said, you know what? The agent should have their own.
Yeah.
You
That
should.
you know these people.
Plus, if they mess up, it's coming back to you.
That's correct.
Just
That's correct. I'm
like-
with you. Cooper's a smart man.
Just like you did with the thing. Remember?
Yeah, absolutely.
With the PayPal thing.
Yeah.
You know, just
So
like
create
with
your own
Eric,
vendor list.
Erica, you just said it's okay to I had a sign guy I used for 15 years.
Yep.
One day he just stopped. I think he either started gambling, he started doing meth or whatever. I mean, I lost my sign, right Jody? We lost our signs, we don't know what happened to our signs, nothing. We had to get someone else. It is what it is, things happen, people change, they fall off the face. Maybe I don't know what happened,
Yeah.
no one knows. I used him for 15 years. And then he just stopped communicating. He took 100 of my signs. He went off the face. So people change. Things happen in people's lives. You always get better. And you know, everyone gets better. And just like my loan officers. One day, the loan officer. I have 3 loan officers. One that I was using couldn't close. This one guy that kept trying to do my business. I said, okay, I'm 3 days before closing. Can you do this? He did. I found out his rates were lower. And here you go. Now I'm using him. So you keep evolving.
Even take it to new home sales. I don't know how many of you do new home sales, but in this market, if you're not, you should be, because this market's a great place to be in new home sales. But I have a preferred agent I work with at Richmond. I don't go to every Richmond community. I call that one person, I say, this is what I need, send me what you got. One Lennar person, one DR Horton person, because that is the only way I can maximize use of my time. Yesterday, I was working with 6 buyers yesterday alone. I cannot go to all of those. And if you are not willing to send me a video tour, then I will find a Richmond agent who will send me a video tour, because you know I'm gonna send you more business. So that is how I do, and I let them go. If I don't care, I had a Lennar agent I closed, and I'm not a fan of Lennar, but it is what it is. I had a Lennar agent I closed, I don't know, maybe 10 deals with, and she was like, oh, I'm busy today. Great, good for you, so am I. Called up, I need another one. Who else is willing to work?
Kick into the curb, Eric.
Just-
Kick into the curb, baby.
No loyalty.
Because it's
Come on.
my money, it's your money, our time is precious, we're growing our business.
And they'll also sign your client in, so.
Yep,
that's
Yeah.
and
another
they'll,
thing.
and if they accident, they'll take care of it all for you, so building those relationships is so important. Think bigger, so with whatever's happening with what Mary was saying, if you have any buyers like that, you should be on the phone prospecting to all of them. We have to close by May.
Yeah.
We
okay.
have to close by May, or
And
you
so we
will
don't
not
go
own
too
the
late.
home.
Hopefully you guys have some questions, but I think Suze, do you have a question? We're gonna get Suze involved with picking on you guys here.
I'll direct this one first to Ro. What do you enjoy most about being at Realty One?
This, the community, even though I don't come all the time, I know that I can reach out to anybody I need, Mary, or the Facebook group is actually also, a great plus. If you're not in there, use it. I was at a small brokerage before I was here, so there was no classes, there was no summit, there was no room like this. It was very small, so being able to reach out to you, Maria, is like a diamond to me for $100. I know all my files are gonna be complete. The I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. And again, just being able to network with all the other agents. When I see like a listing with a Realty One Group Summerlin or a Realty One Group agent, it's great. You know, if you're gonna be working with them, it's
You
a
can
it's a
get your
plus.
paperwork
Yeah,
done.
it's a bonus.
Yeah.
So everybody give us something positive about Realty One Group while you work here. That Kuba's gonna wanna hear when he sees the video.
You know, one time, I remember Kuba went to the office, and I was like peeking. I was very new, maybe like 6-8 months. I was like peeking to see. He's like, "Are you looking for me?" I'm like, "Yeah." You ever thought about opening Realty One Group in Israel? He's like, "Yeah." You know, I'm gonna put you on the phone with this guy, Adi. So at some point, 2 years ago, I flew to. I almost purchased the master plan for Dubai, Israel, Bahrain, and Oman, and Saudi Arabia, and all of that. Even though I can't go to half of those places. They're not gonna let me in. But
Dubai will.
what I like, Dubai will. I was there, yeah. We were trying to, but it's a jungle over there. You don't want to work there.
This is my friend, I was.
So yeah, Mary helped me a lot. So what I liked about Realty One is honestly it's different. It's like, first of all, Jewish people we like to keep money. So the 100% it was a no-brainer. So yeah, so that's number one, obviously. But then you get to know the people. Tim is always available. In the few times that I ever called him, and the people are so nice, and Maria is so nice. And honestly, when I went to the first summit, it was in MGM, I think. That's when I knew it's different, because my father is a real estate agent for, I don't know, 40 years, 30 years in Remax in Israel. sorry, and it's nothing like that. You know, they're gonna eat you, and they're gonna eat 50% of you, and then on that 50% you're gonna pay taxes on another 50%, and you know, and we know Jewish people are trying to give money away. So just so you know, it's the people, the percentage, the facility, and just the culture, pretty much. That's for me.
I think for me, the one thing about Realty One is it's you're involved as much as you choose to be with no like
Pressure.
harsh feelings. So like, I might be a top producer, but I might come in here 3 times a year, let's say. But then let's say now I have an office here. You see what I'm saying? There's no like, it's always, hey Erica, how are you? You know, it's just always so welcoming. So however much you choose to be involved, whether you go to somewhere, whether you don't, no matter what you do, it's just always a warm, welcoming environment, and everyone's always there to help. And I think that's huge. For me, it is.
Carol?
It comes from the top too. Cuba's attitude of involvement, and everyone counts, and so you feel it, you live it, and the money is good because there isn't a better place you can go for better services, better perks, better websites, better support. But on top of that, we know we're also emotional beings, and to be told every day that everyone matters to me.
So I could probably say, I don't think anyone in this room has been here as long as I have at Realty One Group, right? Anyone? How many years have you been here?
June of '05.
When did I start? I don't know. When did you start?
I just celebrated my 16 years.
Yes.
So I think, what is I here, 17 years?
09.
So you've been here 20 years.
Yeah.
So you were here at not the
First
town
office.
center, the one, okay, so I was
Ron
at.
Dominic was the
Wow.
broker.
So I was at the town center office. I came from Liberty Realty. And Liberty Realty, I was there, Suzanne was assistant there as well. They took all our checks. We couldn't get paid. So could you imagine having 80,000 in commission and the broker took it? So I heard about Realty One Group. I came here. I've been friends with Cuba ever since. Cuba is the owner. He started with one location, and look at him go. You could speak to him. He's your friend. He's not arrogant. He's an awesome guy. Like he says, he was looking in my office, and Cuba came into my office. He goes, "Your office is disgusting. The way it looks, what is going on? It's disgusting." And his wife remodeled it. Because I was so busy selling, I don't care about numbers, I don't ever look where I'm at, I'm just trying to close deals and make my clients happy, I didn't care what it looked like. His wife remodeled the whole home, he came in, but we able to do whatever we want here, like I'm big into charities, Realty One Group gives back monthly, they give, how much are we giving back monthly, yearly? Thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. You wanna give back to cancer, you go to Suzanne, she'll make it happen. You wanna do food drive, she'll make it happen. I'm a big person to giving back to our community. Every month we're doing something here. The
toy drive I did over there.
you could talk about the toy drive you
No,
did
no.
too. I mean, we're constantly, I can't tell you enough how much we're giving back. I mean, we helped your sister, I mean, we do the bowling every year, right? We are a community that cares about where we live, and we're making a difference, and we don't put other real estate companies down like other real estate companies put everyone else down. We don't. We love everyone. We're not in competition with anyone. We're only trying to make ourselves better here, and we're all friends, and there's not one person here that needs help or whatever, and every Realty One Group agent, I think, is always willing to help each other, is my opinion.
Hey, and to piggyback on that, Mary, the charity thing, May 1st is the 20th anniversary of Realty One Group.
Wow.
20 years, May 1st. And it's gonna be a big thing in town. All of corporate's coming in. We're trying to get a proclamation from the city of Las Vegas and the city of Henderson.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so.
If you send me that, I can probably get that for you.
Yeah, you can call up your, North Las Vegas guy, whatever.
And also Danielle Gallant and
Yeah,
a
okay,
few,
good, yeah.
and
So keep that
I have
date
like
available,
30.
May 1st, from probably 9 to 2 or something like that, either here or in Green Valley. I'm not sure we're gonna do it. But that's the big day, all four offices
Do
get back.
something at the baseball stadium too. We haven't done anything this
I know,
year. They
Mark's
probably
working
let
on
them throw out the first pitch. Kubo or something
Yeah.
on May 1st, see if there's a game.
And that's another thing.
Or
Carol's
Jody-
gonna-
Jody should
look,
throw it
Carol's
too,
gonna
the
throw
first one.
something out and it'll happen because Tim listens to us, Suzanne listens to us. They take our information and they run with it. It's not like a big corporate thing. They never listen to anything we have to say. They really do. And that's what I love about, I mean, besides what everyone else is saying, they're like a small family, honestly.
All right, Jane, so we don't run too late. Do you guys, have anything you wanna, ask them? Any burning questions or?
One quick
thoughts?
thing, I had a handout sent out, and I just want you to know, feel free to cut off my name and use it, and put your own name on it. So I put it up in every house that I have listed, and when I have open houses, and I say, I know you probably know this is why you're shopping in Las Vegas, because we have some of the best tax, but you read it and then it resonates, so I don't mind if anyone takes it, just cut my name off the top, I just happen to have one with
Thank
it.
you.
Very
Just
nice.
no questions? No
What do
one
you
has
guys
one?
ask?
Alright,
Yeah,
okay.
Sunshine, come on.
Alright, how much do you incorporate social media into your business?
A lot.
A lot.
Every single day.
Yep.
Every single deal, every single, multiple on every single deal to make sure they know you're moving. It's very
People
important.
are watching.
Most realtors that are not posting on social media are not busy, and I have so many friends that have been in the business for 15 years. I says, you put on jokes, you put your dogs on there, but no one even knows you're a realtor. And just this year, she started doing it, and she's closed 4 or 5 transactions, more than what she normally closes, and she's always complaining. But no one knows she's a realtor, and all your friends are following, she's older, so they're following her on Facebook. I started doing Instagram more, cause younger people doing Instagram. I get a lot of deals from social media, so everyone's like, do you communicate with your clients? They're all on my Facebook.
So I will tell you, I do no social media at all, none. And I don't, and it's not because I don't want to. It's back to the whole thing. It's actually interesting because on my list for this year is to do it. Is I will do it because I'm like, I feel so busy sometimes.
Erica, come
I'm
on.
like, if I got
Come on.
more social media,
Push.
I would never see my children. Like, just because I can't say
children
no.
are first.
Because I can't say no. So I've had people call and ask me why, you want more business, Erica, will you, no, I don't, thank you, goodbye, no, I don't, goodbye.
No more business.
And the reason is because what you just said, my kids were younger and now my son's a senior, my other son's a junior, and now it's time for me to like, they're going to do their thing, so now I told my older boys, I said, okay, cause my boys say, Mom, you want us to do your Instagram, and so I told them this year, I said, alright, so I told Romeo, Romeo, you can start my Instagram, I'm ready, and he's like, oh, this is gonna be great, Mom. So he said, but for me, so far, I haven't.
No, I agree. When my kids were younger, I never missed a sporting event.
Not
or
a sporting
nothing.
event, not a school event, nothing, I'm there for everything. I pick them up every day, I drop them off every day, that is my priority.
All right, Roy, what do you?
Wait, Roy.
Every time somebody, every time I post something about real estate and somebody even do the heart or send me or laugh or something, I made a sticker. We mainly use WhatsApp. I made a sticker of me, behind me you have my sold everything.
Right.
And then I asked, and the sticker says, you don't want to start buying homes? And I send it to them as soon as they send something, and then we open conversation. No, I need to find a good lender, or I'm waiting to just finish up these taxes, and it brought me a lot of business too. So
Yeah.
use social media and try to transfer it to somewhere where it's more like a personal,
I remember when social media started, Carol, real quick, 15 years ago, Facebook or Twitter,
Gosh, yeah.
right? And then there was all these
MySpace.
meetings about the agent's gonna get replaced by social media. And then Ryan Pullian, you guys might know Ryan, he's a title guy, still around. He was at an LVR thing, he goes, no, technology's not gonna replace the agent. The agent that uses technology will replace the agents that don't use
doesn't.
technology.
That doesn't,
But you're the
yeah.
exception, of course.
I am
But
the
you're the
exception.
exception. Good, yeah, so.
Yeah, but she has a reason. Her kids
Yeah,
were younger.
of course.
and
No,
one of my
I'm
kids
not
were
a
younger.
proponent of it, but I'm just saying, if you have a desire to be good, you can succeed without it.
Without
I'm
it,
just saying
right.
you
If
can.
you're private,
But,
if you're not private.
the better thing is to embrace it.
Yeah.
Okay, closing thoughts, guys, anybody?
I just want to say something off topic. If you guys want to laugh this morning, open your ChatGPT and write, roast me, be mean. I laughed for 15 minutes yesterday, I'll tell you. It's the funniest thing ever. And then when he replied, you'd say, I expected better from you. And then, be mean.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Wow, it's so funny.
Ladies, anything you wanna throw up at the end here?
I think that, you know, for me, when I was starting, so I'm only 4 months in, like the time that I was slow, I took advantage of it, like go to the, you know, new builders, I video, I worked open houses, I always work my own open houses, but I've met clients that way, buy and sell, but I think even when you're slow, there's ways to stay busy and stay current and make sure that you are posting, because sometimes I'm like, I didn't even know that person was a realtor. And they've been on my Facebook for like 15 years. So, 2008 we had it. So I'm like, how is that possible? I didn't know, but it's because they're not wearing that hat every day. They're not making it known.
You control your own destiny, so you decide how busy you wanna be. There's tools out there, any one of us will tell you what to do, but it's totally up to you.
And every style works, obviously, because we all have different styles. So whatever your style is, it's gonna work for you. So just be knowledgeable, be open, be conscientious, and be a team player.
There you go.
And if you want one more source of income, send us business to the church, and you're gonna get nice checks every month. I promise you.
All right, you guys get something out of this? Good stuff, right? All right, guys. Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.